Bwaaa!
Bwaaa trash fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark, deep in the heart of Texas. That drinks his brew and he spits his chew, deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares, but no one cares, deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go!
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Bwaaa, King of the Hill podcast. I am Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, welcome to That Ain't Right Friday.
Yeah, it's just a Friday episode, and Mason cooked up some stuff for us. He said he wanted to discuss the Warner Brothers HBO Max merger and what that means for television and animation and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah. I did hear about the fact that they were dropping the HBO part. I'm not real sure why, but I guess Maximum Networks includes HBO and Discovery.
Yeah.
Is that the maximum amount of networks you can have? Is that what it is?
I guess.
I
Maybe.
guess. Well, that's the thing is.
Sorry,
so,
I'm trying to find this quote David Zaslav made. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Fine.
So what I like about it is they're trying to make it as seamless as possible for current subscribers. So that's my biggest deal. So I have AT&T for my phone plan, and I get HBO Max through it. I don't really care about anything. I don't really watch a lot of stuff on there. The only thing I like HBO Max for, because it's the only place I can get Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
It's the only place I can get a lot of the Warner Brothers cartoons.
Sure.
So they got a lot of animated stuff on there that I like to watch. I don't really care too much about all the stuff I've already seen.
Well, I got to watch my
like
Property Brothers.
The Property Brothers.
Got to have my Property Brothers.
Well, they have Game of Thrones on there, but I've not rewatched that since it came out. I don't think I ever would.
I was kind of thinking like, HBO, yeah, there's some good stuff on there, but then Discovery.
Discovery's got a lot of good stuff, a lot of trash TV.
I don't watch that stuff though. I just don't watch that stuff anymore. Like
I don't either.
Every once in a while I'll come in the house and it'll be on HGTV or something like that at my house, but that's about it.
Do you remember that TV show Bait Car, where they would put a car in a neighborhood
I do
and
remember
they would
that.
have
Yeah.
the cameras inside? And I tried to find that on streaming sites, and that wasn't anywhere.
I think my
much to
parents
dismay.
still watch Cash Cab,
which
I think was on there too, right?
Yeah, I think it was on HBO. That was one of the early ones,
no,
right?
It's like Discovery. One of those channels.
Discovery.
Yeah. It's one of those things. My parents are to a point where they watch, so they record the following things. Cash Cab, if it ever comes on.
Okay.
They also record Family Feud every day, and they record one other game show. They are truly old school TV watchers, right?
That's old school watching game shows, yeah.
But then, not only watching them, but recording them to watch them later.
Oh, recording them, yeah. If you're recording
Yeah.
any show, really, yeah.
Yeah, they're
in this
recording
age.
these shows to watch them later, which I have never been a gigantic fan of Family Feud, but hey, it plays well at the old folks' home, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I actually like Family Feud.
Well, it's okay. I mean, it's fine. I just
No,
feel
not
like
Family Feud. Jeopardy, sorry.
I feel like you
Jeopardy's
have
the
to be
old
sick
people show I
though
like.
to watch any of these. It just feels like you're homesick.
I actually I like Jeopardy so much that whenever they had it on, what was it, Netflix or something? I was watching it. I think it was on Netflix. They posted a bunch of old episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, what do you got there, Mason? You find us a quote?
I found one kind of silly. It's by the head of streaming for, I guess, Warner Discovery
Max.
now. It's
Max.
one of which the statement is, Max is where consumers can finally say, here's a service that not only has something for everybody in my household, but something great for everybody in my household.
I am constantly walking
That's a
around.
nothing statement.
Yeah, I'm constantly walking around my house going, gosh, I wish there was just a network that had something for everyone in my household, both me and you, woman.
And not just for me, but it's great for everybody in my household.
Yeah, I love that. It's great for my dogs. It's great for me, my fish, my wife. Yeah.
I mean, some cool stuff was announced. I mean, they're gonna make they're finally doing the hedge night for the It's another Game of Thrones spinoff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
I saw
exciting.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of ready for
That's
that.
that's the 7 foot tall lady, right?
No,
Isn't she one of the hedge knights?
no, her. It's theorized that the guy it's based off of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the
Yeah.
Duncan Egg stories. It's theorized that Duncan the Tall is Brienne's ancestor.
Okay.
But
Okay.
that's beside the point. The show's coming
Yeah.
in like 5 years, and then
in 5 years.
and then that penguin show
Yeah.
is finally happening. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
And then this one, and I don't know if you guys heard about this Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
heard
I've
about
heard
the
of
Harry
bits
Potter
and pieces
stuff.
of it. Yeah.
So they're recasting everybody, but they're going to do all 7 books in a series, right?
Yeah,
So they can include all the
because-
characters they didn't and things like that.
I mean, there was a lot of stuff they left out of the movies, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest here. There's if they left it out of the movies, it's because it wasn't really that freaking relevant. If
Well-
I'm being totally honest.
Well, one of the things
Also-
that blows my mind is one of the marketing lines they have here. Okay, so they went from HBO Max to introducing Max,
Max.
the one to watch for HBO.
Max.
So
It's
instead
like-
of just saying HBO Max, they added a whole
Other tagline.
They told a whole other tagline
Yeah.
and put HBO at the end of it.
Well, I know that as far as what wasn't included in the books, there's the one abortion, then there is the opium den scene, with all the kids in there. So I know that I'm.
he's
looking forward to
joking, by the way, in case
Oh,
anybody is
sorry.
anybody's wondering. None of that shit happened. But
These kids, get out of this opium den.
But it's just I get why they're doing it because they think Harry Potter makes money. It doesn't
Sure.
anymore. But I don't know. It's just kind of this is real.
Oh, it does make money, dude.
I-
That video
yeah,
game made
Dude,
a
I'm
lot of
telling
money.
you.
The game though, I don't know who really. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm an idiot. So
The
I mean,
problem is going to be that people are so heavily invested in those people as the characters, and so it's
Yeah.
going to be a tough one, especially Harry, to get over.
Plus, I mean, talk
It's a
about
hairy
talk
situation.
about knowing the ending to a story already.
It's true.
It's different from
It's true.
like you're adapting a book because maybe not everyone's read the books. People have seen those damn movies. This is a
Well,
story we know how it ends.
Maybe this
already.
one's grittier, like
How can you be gritty? The first book is literally a kid's book.
yeah, but
It's
I'm saying maybe this is grittier, like the Archie and Jughead thing.
Riverdale.
Yeah, maybe it's a Riverdale for Harry Potter. Oh, listen to that. The laughter of children.
Laughter of Children. Yeah,
it's
love
all-
that.
It's
noise.
always fun.
And
whenever
we're
you
the
put
only
up
ones in the
sign.
building. Yikes. Ah.
Harry, save us.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was.
It's just, this streaming stuff's getting kind of ridiculous.
It is getting
It
kind of.
is.
I heard. Let's see. I read yesterday that Amazon has bought some properties that they're going to try to reboot. One of them is RoboCop, so they're going to try to do RoboCop again.
Well, what as a series or a movie?
Series. Is a series.
It doesn't need a damn show, but
I don't think so either,
I
but-
mean, it could be cool. I mean, if you're gonna do RoboCop, you know what it should be. Just do it. Make it cops, but it's just a robot. Just someone dude recording RoboCop shooting people in the nuts.
Well, that's the thing
I'm
is,
low key. I would watch that. Would you watch that, Rusty?
Alma
yeah,
balls.
yeah, but that's the thing is now. So let's do this right. So let's do some math. So basic cables are like around $50. That's for basic, just the basic channels, like $50-$60. You can still get basic cable. Okay, well, I told myself, well, I'm just gonna have internet and get streaming services. Well, now you got internet is now jumped up to where it's like almost $90 a month.
Yep.
Then you've got $20 a month for Netflix. Then you got $15 a month for just HBO Max before they do all this weird stuff. Then you got
And
like
that's if you want-
$10 a month for Prime,
Yeah.
$7 a month for Apple TV, $5 a month for Peacock, $8 a month for Hulu. And you know what's the funny thing is?
And
is
those
that,
are the most basic plans that with ads. If you don't want ads, you have to pay more.
Oh yeah, and I pay for the don't have ad stuff because I don't like ads. I hate ads with a passion. I'll pay a couple extra dollars just to not have ads. But that's the
did
thing,
you
but that's so crazy.
Did you include Disney Plus?
Disney, I didn't.
You forgot Disney Plus?
I forgot Disney Plus. I didn't even include Paramount. I didn't
Oh, yeah.
include Stars or any of the others. So that's what I'm saying is the thing is we all we all tried to get away from cable TV to go to the streaming sites, but now all of these TV channels and stuff like that all are tied into all the streaming services. So they're getting the money from the people who buy cable and they're getting it from the streaming services. And now they're jacking all the prices up on the streaming services. I don't know if the price I mean, you know, at what point does the price stop going up, or do they all just merge together and become cable TV again? Like I think that's what's going to happen is it's
So-
going to go full circle and they're all going to merge into one. And it's just going to be, you're going to pay for you're going to pay $120 a month for all streaming services or something.
Bwaaa trash fight all through the night. Deep in the heart of
So the deal for the Amazon thing is because of the merger that they bought MGM.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
And
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah.
And so now they're
It's crazy. They're buying all these companies. Sorry to keep interrupting.
No, you're
Mike.
good.
They're only buying these companies just so they can make these
Oh, they're
content that
taking
they
the
already
IP.
own.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're just looking for the IP. So
which is insane to me.
literally, that was my point. RoboCop. These are the ones they're
Rusty's
looking.
getting so frustrated.
These are the ones that they're looking to reboot. RoboCop, Stargate, Legally Blonde, Fame, Barbershop, The Magnificent Seven, Pink Panther, and The Thomas Crown Affair.
You said Stargate, like
Stargate
Stargate
again.
SG-1.
I guess.
How many more times can you revive that?
More
shit? Didn't
Stargate.
they have like 6 different renditions of
But
it?
think about all the people that haven't seen any of that.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest though.
There's
I
not
like
very many. Well, I
I like
actually have a
Stargate.
buddy. There's only one person I know that's watched all of it. I had a buddy that watched
I've only
every
seen the movie. I like that
bit of
movie
the
a lot.
show.
Yeah, it's
You're
good.
talking about the one with what's his name, James?
Yeah, James Spader.
Yeah, James
Yeah,
Spader.
it's a good movie.
It is a
I-
good movie. I have it on Laserdisc.
All right.
I like
Yeah.
Stargate as much as the next guy, but let's be honest here. And again, I'm sounding like a real asshole right now. I'm sorry, but Stargate is not Star Trek. It's not Star Wars. I don't know why
It tried though. It really
tried,
did try.
And it failed.
SG-1 Atlantis, I think, is probably the one that tried the hardest, and it was probably the best attempt. But other than that, no, I like the movie Stargate. I think it should have just remained a movie. But my buddy, it was like his and his dad's thing. They used to watch the shit out of it when his dad would get drunk. That's what they would watch while his dad was getting hammered.
Drunk Gate.
They would watch Drunk Gate together, yeah.
And yeah, these companies are doing like these bundles. Like Paramount has a deal. Like if you do this certain way, you can get Paramount and all the Stars stuff. Yay!
Yeah, that's the thing is some of these
Or,
guys are
um,
doing
you can-
crazy like collaborations with
watch
each
that
other.
series about strippers.
Or I have the Disney bundle, the Hulu Disney bundle for $10. I get both with ads, which is fine because there's stuff I like watching on them. But so like, yeah, I don't know. And like
Too many reboots.
too many reboots.
Well, Google,
Too many reboots.
Google too now has a thing.
Google too.
Well, not Google too. Yeah, the return of Google. Google too. No,
real OGs remember the Google Stadia was a thing.
I have a
Stadia.
Google Stadia.
You have one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I low key
Dead
want you to bring
technology.
it one day so I can play it.
I
It
will.
still
I'll
works.
bring it. I'll bring it up here. So for me, what it is for Google, I have owned a lot of Google products. I had the first Google phone whenever they had the T1 T-Mobile phone. I like their technology because they're the leading edge in a lot of the stuff that they've put out. They were like the first ones to have the Hey Google devices or whatever that you talk to.
Hey Google.
I've always
hold
been
on.
impartial to Lugal.
Lugal.
If anybody gets that reference.
But they started a TV thing too now. So
What is that from?
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh,
Yeah, Hot Tub
there
Time
it is.
Machine.
Good
I hate that
job.
I know that by heart.
Yeah, that's okay.
where you could
movie.
link
Funny
now on
movie.
Google, you could link on the Google. It's like a Google TV app on your phone, and you could link all of your services together into one like condensed area kind of thing.
Yeah, good luck with that. If you own a Roku, you have to go to all the different things. There's no like one interface. Which I
Yeah,
wish
no, there's
there
not.
was.
I have a bunch
Not
of
yet, at least.
Google devices and stuff like that. So we have Roku in the living room, but in our bedroom is a Google TV. So you could just like talk into your
Is that
phone
like-
and say, "Hey, whatever," and it'll pop it on the TV for you.
Is that like crazy on the streets, crazy in the sheets kind of thing? Is it
Well,
Google in the living room?
Well, we keep Roku up front, Google in the back. Yeah, it's experimental.
Sure, sure.
It's experimental. We're experimenting with Google
Business
right
as
now.
usual, party in the
Yeah.
back.
Google
Yeah.
needs to
right.
earn. They need to earn the right to be in the front. They haven't
right.
earned that in society yet.
Do it, Google. All right. Well, I
wait,
think
wait.
that
Before you
yeah.
hang up, Mike, to
Yeah.
keep this
Stargate.
Bwaaa, like
Central
Take it back
brand.
to King of the Hill. Well, we
Yes.
can take it back to King of the Hill. Let's
Yeah,
do
I was
it.
gonna ask, which of I know we did the 2023 thing. Let's move Hank's birthday up a little bit. He's
His
still
birthday
he's
is
still in his-
actually yesterday or today. I think it is. It's Hank's birthday. I think it was yesterday.
Let's keep him like he's still in his 40s,
Okay.
but in 2023. So he's around. Actually, let's make him a little bit older than Rusty. Actually, well, no, that doesn't work. Let's make him born after the Vietnam War.
Okay.
And let's make Cotton a Vietnam vet or something. I don't know. I'm just being an idiot. Like,
Mhm.
let's say King of the Hill never went away.
Okay.
He's,
Yeah.
Does Hank? Bobby probably wants all of these just for some reason. Peggy wants all of them so she can stay knowledgeable. Does Hank actually watch any streaming services?
Oh,
yeah.
does Hank?
Sure he
Yeah, I
does.
think he does. Yeah,
But it's all the free ones.
all the free ones like Freevee,
Tubi.
yeah,
Tubi.
Tubi
No,
and
Hank, I don't
Freevee.
see Hank trusting Tubi. I don't see him trusting
I do.
anything where you get it for free. I don't see him
Or
liking
Pluto
that.
Well,
TV. I think
here's-
he watches. I think he watches reruns of Julia Child's cooking show on Pluto TV, and that's all he watches.
I think there's a lot of westerns going on in the Hills house.
yeah, westerns.
A lot of
Well,
old
no,
westerns.
they could just
YouTube. He
if
found
they live
a
in the,
YouTube channel that he likes that has nothing but westerns on it.
I feel like they would have it just because Bobby and Peggy wanted them. But I think Hank would definitely be the guy where he only puts in, he just hooks up an antenna to his TV
Yeah,
and
sure.
just connects it. Because especially
And
if they're in
still
our
watches the
area,
local
they
Arlen
could just
channels.
get Grit. Because if you
I know exactly what you're talking
25
about. Yeah.
just Grit just airs westerns all day, and I feel
Yeah.
like Hank would only watch that. Which
So
is
you
sad.
work in
He's
the
missing out
TV
on a lot.
world, so
Yeah.
all of those extracurricular channels that you get that are 0.2, 0.3,
Yeah.
0.4, do those all come from the local station here, like
No,
local relay?
Those at least for my area, we actually I think it works for all of them. You just they broadcast them, but they broadcast them because our transmitters receive the feed from some other transmitter somewhere.
Yeah.
So we're just giving it. That's why like if Grit or Ion goes down, there's nothing we can do because
Oh, so you get
we don't control the
complaints.
source.
So y'all get local complaints whenever the channel goes down for a little bit because somebody's watching their, 1953 John Wayne Western, and they're like, "Oh, well, the TV's not working."
Yeah, well,
So they call and
that's the one
complain.
downside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
also,
I think Hank would only have an antenna, begrudgingly.
I think that Hank would only let him have Disney Plus because I think what would happen is that they were watching Family Guy on Hulu and he heard cussing in the living room and
lost
he
his
went in to
freaking
see what
mind.
it was and he told Bobby, "That's no family, man," and turned it off. Funny story, my friend's grandpa, after church, him and grandma would go take a nap and we would watch TV in the living room. Well, we're watching Family Guy one afternoon. It's when TBS would have reruns of Family Guy all the time. And we were sitting in the living room watching Family Guy. Well, he's walking in and sits down, and he's like, "Well, what are you guys watching?" "Oh, we're watching Family Guy." And he starts to watch it, and he stands up, grabs the remote, and says, "We're not watching this filth." He goes, "That's no Family Guy at all." I was like, it
about
just
right,
killed me. Yeah, it was so funny.
So I would
Show
think,
Hank Game of Thrones, he loses. He'd have a heart attack.
Yeah.
I am going to bring this back to my father, who I think is very close to a Hank Hill.
Yeah.
I think my father still has a TiVo. So
Oh, wow.
I'm going to say that Hank still has a TiVo that he goes by, and then at some point it breaks, and he has to replace it with a streaming service, and that's how he gets into that world, right? He went from a VCR to a TiVo, which he thought was a big deal because Arlen Cable Company provided it for him. And then now the TiVo thing doesn't really work anymore, and so the only option left are the streaming services. I mean, he could get old school cable.
Oh no!
You
I saw something. Hank would definitely, once he learned about it, you're right. He would also definitely get ESPN Plus.
That's true.
I think
That's
that
true. Well, if
I
there
think
was
that
a
we might be
Cowboys
wrong
channel.
about all of it. I think one of the things that Hank might have picked up is that in this new digital world, Hank can no longer buy American-made TVs.
Oh, that's true.
So I think what Hank does in his retirement is he takes up CRT TV repair,
Lenovo.
and
What's
he
a
becomes
Lenovo?
what's a Roku?
Roku.
And I think he becomes the. I think he only uses his CRT TV, and he has the digital, like you said, just a main antenna,
Bobby,
and he just
get up
has
and
the
change that
converter
channel.
box. Yeah, I think that's it. I think he sticks with the old school TVs. I think what
Maybe.
happens is he goes and he buys one of these new flat screens. It goes out in a year. He tries to get it repaired, and the repairman tells him, "You might as well just buy a new one, son. That'll cost you $400 for that part."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Well, I'm not paying $400 for the part."
Yeah.
So he goes and he dusts off old Betsy and pulls the console TV back out, and then takes up a hobby.
And has his broken one sitting on top of it.
Yeah,
Just like everybody
Just
always
like
had the TV
everybody,
sitting on top
yeah,
of TVs.
on top of TVs. Yeah.
You know, I think Hank also. I'm sorry, I just like talking about stuff Hank would
You're
like.
good.
No, you're good.
I think Hank. You think would Hank like the Property Brothers?
I think that Hank would begrudgingly watch Property Brothers, but then kind of get into it
And also,
before he even knew what was happening.
Yeah.
You know,
I meant to mention it in Monday's episode, but
Peggy would love Fixer Upper.
she would love Fixer Upper. She would love Chip and Joanna.
Oh, yeah.
There
Look
would
at
be
'em knock
there
that
would be
wall
an
down.
episode with them walking through that courtyard, and that's all it is,
absolutely.
guys. It's a courtyard, an expensive
Absolutely.
store.
Yeah, I don't get. I'm sorry to shit on the silos.
Yeah, I don't
but
get it either.
It's just there's nothing to fucking do.
Yeah,
I
there-
tried
there's
walking
not
once.
much.
Like, what the
There's
hell
not
is
much to do. It's just a store. So I don't want to forget it. Hank,
Please come and visit our store.
yeah, please do. Hank's birthday was yesterday, actually,
Okay.
April 15th. He was born in 1953. So
He was
that
born on
would
tax day.
yeah, he was born on tax day. So that would put
Wow.
Hank Hill's birthday at April 15th, 1953, and he would be 70 years old.
Wow.
So if we get a Hank Hill, and it is aged up to, like, they could age it up and keep us, 2015. They don't have to age us all the way up to the era we're in now. So if they do end up aging up to the era that we do now, Hank will be a 70-year-old
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That changes a lot of the age gaps. That
Well, I
changes a
think
lot of the ages for like what Bobby would be.
I think it
and all that stuff
immediately
too.
makes the show about Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nelson Muntz was born October 30th, 1977, from The Simpsons. Nelson.
Nelson.
and
he was
he's
born in
still,
77. Yeah.
and he's still only 12 years old.
Yeah, he's still only 12 years old. Man.
Well, gentlemen, this was fun. This is
Yeah, I love it. I
That
love
ain't,
doing
that
it
ain't
with you
right
guys.
Friday.
Yeah, that ain't
good
right.
stuff. Good stuff. Thanks, Mason, for the prompt. We appreciate it.
Yeah, always,
And,
as always.
Tell them where they can find us.
Fuck David Zaslav.
You could find us on Columbus and 8th.
Wonderful.
Getting drunk on the side of the road listening to
Sure,
music. No,
sure.
Me and Mike went to
I
a
was
battle
at
of the
Columbus
bands
and
last
8th, yeah,
night.
all day
We had
yesterday for
we
the
had a
most part,
blast.
yeah.
Shout out to Southern Well Brewery.
Southern Roots.
If you're in,
Yep.
or Southern Roots, right? What did I
Southern
say?
Roots
Southern
Brewery.
Well. I
Yeah,
combined
that's
two
fine.
of them.
That's all right,
Southern Roots Brewery. So y'all guys go check them out if y'all are ever in Waco. It's Southern Roots Brewery.
8th and
on
Columbus.
8th and Columbus.
Or 800 Columbus, according to how you hold the map.
How'd you hold them at? They have really good pizza. I ate
Ooh,
lots
that
of their
was good
pizza.
stuff, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
I even had to go back and get my own
And
small pizza.
And then we had a spicy slice contest. We had 5 people
was
up there trying to
That
eat.
lady ate like 3 pieces
had
and
like-
puked
she-
instantly.
Yeah,
Oh, it
Mason,
was
you weren't
bad,
there, but
man, it
the
was
lady
bad.
up front, yeah, one of the first ones, there was one lady in there, she took one bite, and she was like, I'm out. And then the next lady, she took like 3 bites, and then she went, blah, 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 and just spit it right out on top of the pizza.
And there was
then
one
when
guy
I
eating
took
it like it was nothing.
And then when I took the pizza, I was like taking them off the table, to take them back and throw them away or whatever.
Yeah.
One guy stops me and goes, "Can I have a piece of that?" And I was like, "Dude, she puked on this part." He goes, "Oh, I'll take it from the other side." I was like, "Oh, gross."
You were at a
Hey, Mike,
you were at a bunch
don't
of heavy
kink
metal
shame.
guys.
huh?
Don't kink shame.
Yeah, king shame. I'm king shaming anybody who,
No, that
who
was
eats stuff out of throw up.
disgusting.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
great.
disgusting.
But it was a good time. We had a great time. A lot of people. Of course, Andrew G from the Public Affair was the host.
Yeah.
and it was really good time. Good time.
Yeah. All right. So you can find us at linktr.ee/BWAAAKOTH. You could email us at BWAAAKOTH@gmail.com. You can also find a slew of other podcasts as well as our podcast at roguemedianetwork.com. Y'all shoot over there and go check out all the great content that all these amazing content creators are making for you guys.
Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and it's just growing, and we got a lot more coming up for you guys with this podcast, as well as the podcast
things.
that me, Mike, and Mason are working on with F, the animation conversation. So that's coming out pretty soon. We'll have that up and ready for you guys in the next few months or so. So appreciate it.
All right, and we will see you again next time. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Well, Tanya.
We Matanya indeed.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.